This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me through my journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Chad Welsh, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Rikky Morrisette, Albert Lorenzo, and Eddie Costello. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Shoshana, Jamie, Taria, and Mrs. Rugrat. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 35 and 36 of Lord of Chaos.
Yeah, so chapter 35, we have Into the Hall of the Sitters, and chapter 36 is The Amyrlin is Raised.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the stuff, the things. It's all happening very quickly. Very quickly. Mm-hmm. I mean, I initially tried to throw you off a couple chapters ago and oh, how long is it going to take them to really do all this stuff? And it's boom, same night, one night, couple hours.
Yeah.
It's done.
That part doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah, I get that. We get to learn.
It's very Egwene heavy. You know what I was hoping?
Yeah.
You know what I actually, after I read the chapter and I was re-listening to it for the notes, I was thinking, you know what would have been interesting? To have the perspective of Nynaeve or Elaine.
Watching?
When Egwene comes out.
Gotcha.
As the new Amyrlin. Just what the fuck? Because we don't really get that. We get the meeting and we get sort of what they thought when she was introduced, but we miss that initial, what the heck is happening?
The shock value of, did they even know that she was here?
No,
or was
how
it
would
just
they have known she was here?
Possibly
No.
Swan may have mentioned something because they're kind of friends, and Swan clearly was in on the whole deal.
No.
That's what just
No. That's not what I needed to see. That's not what I cared about. What I cared about was their reaction to stuff going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I cared about was all the ceremonial.
All the boobs out.
All the boobs. There's a lot of boobs, and even when you were reading the chapters, you were I had to double check and reread to make sure that the boobs were in fact out this time.
Actually out, because I've made the mistake before.
The shawls were flung off and the boobs were
flung out.
There you go.
Let's go get to it.
It's great. That's great.
Okay, is your fun fact about feet washing?
It's about ceremonial stuff.
Feet washing.
Yeah, okay, because in these chapters we get the very interesting tidbits of the ceremony, and I felt that it was important to see what the real world inspiration is for this, because RJ can't just be pulling this all out of thin air, and from what I can tell, possibly not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but we got some similarities here.
Okay, go.
So, okay, couple things. First off, RJ is for sure in some aspects here drawing on the papal coronations or the election of the new pope.
Okay.
Because the Pope is kind of like the Amyrlin, and the White Tower is kind of like the Vatican and all that stuff.
Sure.
So specifically, if a newly elected Pope is not a bishop, because they don't have to be a bishop to be elected Pope,
sure,
then he's consecrated immediately by virtue of becoming Pope. So that's a one-to-one comparison with the whole loophole in the Aes Sedai law of you don't technically have to be Aes Sedai, but as soon as you become Amyrlin, you are by virtue now an Aes Sedai as well.
Okay.
So that's the first one. The next one is that after the election of the new pope, it's immediately announced to the people gathered in St. Peter's Square, and he gives them the blessing. And then there's it's a little bit of a party going on. So that's kind of also a one-to-one comparison.
And isn't there a meeting of a bunch of people who decide who the next pope is going to be?
Totally, yeah.
That happens too.
Yeah, and I didn't really get into that stuff. I got into
I remember
the specific...
that from
yeah.
Angels and Demons.
Angels and Demons. It's totally historically accurate, 100%. Absolutely got everything right.
I figured that part was right.
Yeah. No, but there is, I'm pretty sure that, I didn't really dive into it, but I'm pretty sure there's an election process. That's not the point.
McGregor would never steer me wrong.
He wouldn't. I don't believe it. Okay. No. And then the next one here is that the first Sunday or the first holy day after the election of the new pope, during the chanting of one of the prayers, the Pope sits on a throne, and all of the cardinals make their first obeisance to him, which is a gesture of respect and submission, and then approach him one by one and kiss his hand. And then after the cardinals go, the archbishops and bishops approach him and kiss his feet. So again, it's kind of similar to what they do with Egwene, where it's they approach in a line, and then they kiss the hand, and they give the
The whole thing.
obeisance, the whole
The
deal.
whole
It's like
thing,
a
the
1-to-1.
whole deal.
Yeah. So then we have some more inspiration from Christianity for the washing of the feet, because early Christian church introduced the custom to imitate the humility and selfless love of Jesus, who washed the feet of the 12 apostles at the Last Supper the night before his crucifixion. And then the practice of foot washing itself was originally an act of hospitality in Palestinian homes performed for guests, who would typically wear sandals and then had dusty feet from walking on dusty roads, by a servant or the wife of the host. So the feet washing thing definitely is pulled from real life. And then the last one...
Well, I was going to say the feet washing thing,
Yeah.
I know, is part of some, like, wedding ceremonies.
Yeah, all linked to the Christianity and the humility and love of Jesus, because that whole business I just discussed.
Okay. I don't know if it's just that. I think there
might be
other
more to
things.
it. That's what I could find
Yeah.
in the 10 minutes that I looked up this
Fair.
information.
Fair.
There's a limited
What
amount
I
that
learned
know.
was from 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay.
And a different culture wanted,
Yeah. Okay.
them to wash your feet, and it wasn't like, no. It was like, no.
That's fair.
Anyway.
That's fair. Last one is the proving you're a woman business, where the boob's out, right?
Sure.
So this
She's
one...
the man style.
You right. Yeah. Okay. So this one's a little bit convoluted, but it's pretty good. So I gotta tell this one, because RJ was really smart, and I assume that he knew about certain things. And I'm not sure if we're doing a bit of a reversal of what we get here with the women, having to prove that they're women.
Okay.
You'll understand after I go through it. So there's a few legends, and I say legends, it's like, fables, I suppose, surrounding the position of the Pope. And one of those fables, and I say fable because it's like definitely probably not true at all,
Okay.
but it's a fable. One is called Pope Joan, and it's the claim that a woman, often called Pope Joan, became Pope. And the claim seems to have popped up around the year 1250, and the story spread around Europe, and the embellishment grew with each telling of the tale, usually how it goes. And the story goes that Joan disguised herself as a monk, and then over time rose to become Pope. And then after 2 to 5 years of reign, she became pregnant, gave birth to the child after she fell from a horse, and then was stoned to death. But basically, a woman infiltrated and became Pope when she wasn't supposed to. So the whole Mulan style, a little bit too. So, but the rumors said that as a consequence to the Pope Joan business, certain traditions were put in place.
Also, Joan of Arc.
Okay, not the point. Stay on topic
I'm
here.
thinking
Stay
of
focused.
all the women who pretend to be men in the world.
Stay
Okay,
focused.
go.
So it's said that certain traditions started that popes throughout the medieval period were required to undergo a procedure where they sat on a special chair with a hole in the seat, and a cardinal would have the task of putting his hand up the hole or doing a visual exam to double check that the Pope was in fact
I don't know why
male.
we need a chair for that.
That's what
Can't
the
you just,
fable tells. That's the
Drop
story.
robe? Can't
Well,
you just be like, here it is, and helicopter a
expose
little
the
bit?
boobs? There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, the claims for this story are not taken seriously by most historians. So for the record, there's no documented instances of this, but there were a couple of ancient stone chairs that look like this from Roman times. But then also in the Wheel of Time,
used for something
could have
completely
been.
different.
The point is that RJ's
like a
drawing
like a toilet,
yeah.
like a chair with a hole in
Focus.
it. Okay.
Focus. I'm almost done here. We know that the Aes Sedai do the whole clad in the light tradition. The Aes Sedai have that, and it's pretty ingrained because we get from Egwene's perspective that this is literally from the breaking.
Yeah.
And you could also argue hey, men, insane, don't want them infiltrating, whatever. But then if you do
Sure.
need a little bit more real world inspiration here, I'm just going to tell you to blame it on the Greeks because they love doing all sorts of ceremonies while they were totally naked. So there you go. Lots of little tidbits of why this,
And
RJ
you know what?
created this ceremony.
Fun fact is okay because these chapters are so short.
I know. So I had to
much
fill it up.
happens.
I had to justify it. RJ's not totally making up all this stuff
No one
here.
said that.
I mean,
No one thinks
I know.
that.
I know some people
Literally
maybe
no
think
one
that,
is out there being like, RJ did no research. He knows nothing. He made this all up. If he
I
made
bet I
this
could
all
find
up,
someone who says that.
You know what? I'm for it. If he made this all up, that's even more impressive.
He thought of a unicorn before he'd even heard of a unicorn. He imagined it all
He was
on his
4.
own. He was 4 years old.
Didn't even.
Amazing.
Wow.
Okay. Should we start these chapters?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Before that, though, I'm going to talk about what happened last time.
Oh, right. Okay.
So Rand is sending Matt to Saladar to retrieve Elaine and carry her in a sack to Camelin, whether she wants to go or not.
And Egwene.
Well, okay, just kidding. Because he's not actually gonna be there forcing her to go. He's actually rescuing her because of the trouble that she's probably in, and she's willing to just go with no issues.
That's true.
So we have that.
Yep. A lot of bad information, but that's fine.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Then we have Egwene, who jumped around in Tel'aran'rhiod.
She did.
Jumped all the way to Saladar with Bella. And you know what? I actually completely forgot to do my Bella homework.
Oh, I was going to ask because I have the information that we need to verify everything. And I was going to ask you, did you remember to do your Bella homework? And you did not.
Oh, I completely forgot. I drank quite a bit of wine talking to Spencer. I completely forgot we talked about that until right now.
Okay. We'll come to it. Finish your recap.
Okay. Now I'm like, oh no. I really wanted to think about
Where's Bella?
Where's Bella? Okay. Anyway, so instead of getting in some very serious trouble with the Saladar Aes Sedai, she has just been informed that she is to be the next unofficial/official Amyrlin Seat.
Awesome. You know, we didn't even talk about it, but we are doing this episode on video.
Yes, we are.
For our lovely, lovely patrons.
Yeah, we are.
So,
that's fun.
Yeah. Now, this is good. Let's talk about Bella, because that was your homework. You were supposed to, research and figure out where in the world is...
Bella.
Bella the horse.
The horse.
Okay. Don't look at my notes.
I'm reading your notes.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you would do that. I have to turn my notes
No. I won't look. I won't look.
You already saw.
No.
Okay.
It's really small rating.
Do you want me to do
it? Go
it?
ahead.
Okay. So, hint. Bella, the last we saw her... Well, that's not true. A little while ago, the last we saw her... Swan rode Bella out of Tar Valon.
Oh, so that's how she got away.
Because she was brought all the way to Saladar. Yeah, that's
so she's there.
Oh, yeah, Bella's in Saladar. So the whole thing is we saw Swan thinking about riding Bella because she's like a calm horse, and Swan hates horses.
Yes.
And then we saw Bella get referenced in Fires of Heaven, Chapter 11, at the 9-horse hitch in Lugard. And then they rode into Saladar, but the crew was Swan, Lyanna, Min, and Logain. And none of them have any attachment to Bella as a horse. They don't know that she's special, so they literally never even think about her.
But she still should be in Saladar.
She technically should be in Saladar. We haven't officially, seen her.
Cool.
But, she should.
Okay.
They wrote her in,
Thank
so,
you for
she
doing
should be here.
My homework and letting me copy off you.
So that's the funny thing is, Egwene, dream Bella, she was like, goodbye.
Goodbye.
She should be here.
She should be here.
She should be here.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are.
Okay.
All right.
Can't believe you forgot.
I forgot to do the homework. You didn't even remind me. This is your fault.
It's homework. You're supposed to write in your agenda and then do it. Didn't everybody as kids do all their homework all the time?
That was never my style.
Okay.
Never. Okay. So we're going to continue in our Egwene perspective.
Yeah.
We're picking up in the next moment from the last chapter, right after Sheriam tells Egwene that she's to be the next Amyrlin Seat. And Egwene stares for a minute. She's super confused. She thinks this might be a weird joke. And then she realizes it's not a weird joke.
Because everyone's like, yep.
She's like, maybe I've forgotten what passes for humor amongst Aes Sedai.
It's too much of the Aiel humor, right?
And then she starts to realize, okay, everyone's serious. And she starts objecting. She's like, I'm not even Aes Sedai. I would have no idea what to do. I'm not going to be made a fool of.
I don't want to do this. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Okay.
Sheriam's like, well, no, too late.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Baonin, who's the Grey, and they're like the law people. They're the negotiators. They're the ones who know the law really, really well.
Sure.
She launches into the speech. The loophole is that, for the record, the Amyrlin it doesn't say anywhere in the law that the Amyrlin has to be Aes Sedai previously to being raised. It's, once you are Amyrlin, you are in fact Aes Sedai. The Amyrlin is Aes Sedai. So that's the whole loophole.
Okay.
Yeah, and that makes sense when we think back to it. We've heard conversations from these sisters talking about, from the beginning, how they had to follow the letter of the law.
That's why I was like, ooh, does this make any sense?
Yeah.
But then they're like, we need a biddable child.
Yes, that's the other side that we really get to see here.
But also strong, who wasn't... the breadcrumbs were laid.
Yeah.
And now here we are at the... Where do the breadcrumbs lead in the story?
Back out of the forest?
Back out of the forest.
Wasn't that the point of it?
Yeah. It's that they don't lead to the witch's house.
Right.
The candy house.
It's a candy trail of M&Ms that leads to the witch's house.
To the house. The breadcrumbs lead you home. I get it. Okay.
Okay. Oh, also we got to talk about the fact that there's a mention that she can take the 3 oaths once she's back in the tower. However, we saw in her accepted test that she was in the tower as Amyrlin Seat, and she's like, secret time, I never took the oaths.
I never took the oaths.
We haven't done this for a long time, but prediction time.
Yeah.
Is Egwene ever going to end up taking the 3 oaths?
No.
Okay, just...
But I have to
go a little further with
But
it.
I do have to tell you, if I am taking her accepted test as true, like, foretelling face value...
Which we probably shouldn't.
No, I am.
Okay.
Because of the whole extraterrestrial and the weirdness of the whole thing, and she totally knew what was happening in the thing when you're not supposed to know what's happening in the thing.
Okay.
And I predicted from the start, like, that was really the start of me being like, oh, cool, she's gonna be Amyrlin.
Yeah.
But in that scenario, things weren't going well for her.
Sure.
It wasn't good.
Yeah.
For her. So I hope not.
Who else was it not going well for?
Whoever her keeper was, right? Oh, and Rand.
Yeah,
Rand.
That was kind of the big deal there.
Well, and it was Elida, right?
Okay, yeah.
I need to go back and reread her testing.
That's why rereading the wheel is really important.
Oh my god.
So
okay.
here's the thing, though. Who's to say that things aren't going to go really bad for Rand?
Well, nothing's to say that.
Yeah, okay.
You asked me if he was going to be gentle.
Sure, I did ask you that.
And I said no.
You're right, yeah.
I still think no.
Okay.
But are things going to go bad for Elaine as Amyrlin, or are things just going to go peachy?
You said Elaine. Oh my goodness.
Egwene. I'm sorry.
They're different people.
I barely. No, just kidding. I know they're different.
Okay.
But okay.
Okay, so
let me think on that a little more.
3 oaths. You want to think on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But probably no.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah, because I'm taking her, whatever happened in her test, I'm taking that as like the future.
Well, does she even really want to take the 3 oaths? Like, who wants to take the 3 oaths?
No, of course she doesn't. Who would want that?
Yeah, I know.
Binds you to all these like crazy things. That,
Come on. I want to use the 1 power as a weapon whenever I feel like it.
Egwene loves using the 1 power as a weapon.
She does.
She literally used it against the sea folk 2 minutes ago.
I mean, yeah, if you consider that a weapon.
I do. You can't do that as an Aes Sedai, I don't think. I don't think you can just, like, hoist people up and throw them in the water and shit because you're mad at them.
Well, we do know that the 3 oaths are based on your perception of the oath. Same with, like, lying.
Fair.
It doesn't give you, like, ultimate
She's
truth
like,
of the universe.
They
It's like if you think it's real.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
It's a Pinocchio scenario here. So okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So now Egwene has some more objections to throw out.
Pushing back. Yeah.
She's like,
no.
Yeah,
no,
they're all going
more,
through her head too fast, and she doesn't even really know what to say to any of them. Like, she's too young, and she doesn't know enough. She's not knowledgeable. And the only thing she says is, it's impossible.
Yes.
And the sisters tell her that she should probably calm down. And Egwene's like, but I won't even know what to do. I don't want to make myself look like a fool. I'll just tell the hall, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, this is a big thing here,
and Naya's like, turns out, now that we've nominated you, you don't have a say in this, and you can't say no.
Yeah, you actually, it's not up to you anymore because we chose you. So,
although this sounds like a lie.
Well, okay, well, the fun
she
little...
says,
why do you think it's a lie?
She says, you don't have a say in this, you don't... Okay. She says it's not an option to say no.
Yes.
But then later we find out that saying no actually technically is an option for her. It just doesn't end well.
Okay, fair. So she can't refuse the summons to the hall. So that's the fun little tidbit, is that you can't refuse the summons to become Amyrlin.
But you can say no to becoming Amyrlin.
You're just going to get exiled for the rest of your life.
Because they want harmony in the tower,
which
and they think you saying no to being an Amyrlin will cause a rift in the tower.
Or
so you
if they say no to you, if the hall says no to you and rejects you
then you're
as
also,
a candidate.
Then you and the people who nominated you are exiled.
Yeah, so the fun little thing here is the words are the same for a summons to become Amyrlin and for being brought to the hall for trial. They're the same words. That's why when you think back to what they said in Tel'aran'rhiod in front of the wise ones, it was like all very serious and like you can't refuse this. You got to show up.
But she's like, I'll say no, and Anaya says that's not an option, and yes, it is.
Okay.
It's not an option that they want Egwene to take.
Sure.
They don't want her to know that she can say no.
Okay. Are you getting at something more here by pointing this out, that you think that this is not true?
I think it's a lie. You can't.
But then if you're saying that it's a lie, then you're kind of painting Anaya as like breaking one of the three O's.
Is Anaya the one who...
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one you're obsessed about. That's the one. That's what I'm saying, is like, what are you really saying here?
You know what? I didn't even think about it till this conversation.
Yeah, I bet you didn't. Okay.
No, I literally didn't.
Okay.
I don't
know
honestly...
if that's better or worse.
No, things just come up in my brain when we have conversations.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot more implication for you saying that she's lying than just being like, oh, well.
Yeah, no, I see that now.
Okay. So Anaya was the one who's like,
I also had another completely separate thought.
Okay.
About the Black Aja, if their oaths are in fact broken.
Yeah, which we don't actually have confirmation on.
Right. Okay, then never mind. Yeah. I'll think about it later.
We have literally no... that's just like a theory.
That's a wild theory.
How could they be Black Aja and like do all the terrible things they do whilst being under the three L's?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So...
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Formulate the plot.
Okay, I got more things coming.
Okay.
I'm sure as we go on, I'll have lots of information to share with you.
I like it.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to this, because Sheriam tells Egwene not to worry about it at all, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's like the undertones of these entire chapters here.
It kind of feels like Ursula, my dear child.
Little Mermaid?
That's what I'm here for. That's what I live for.
Oh, I don't know the Little Mermaid well enough.
Okay.
Sea Witch. Okay.
Yeah. She's like, I'll just listen to me. I'll help you.
No, but that's honestly kind of what's going on here, because they want a puppet. That's what they don't want Egwene to be Amyrlin.
I know.
They're like
duping her a little bit.
They're saying like, we want to be in charge here, and then you get to be Amyrlin.
Yeah, I hope I did a good Ursula just then.
I think
I'm gonna be embarrassed when I listen back to edit it. I think
it's probably great.
No. Okay, yeah. Anyway. So Egwene really doesn't have anything else that she can say, and the Aes Sedai just start preparing her on the next steps, because this like Amyrlin ceremony is happening right away.
Yeah.
They've sent to go tell the sitters that Egwene is here and to set up.
Time to go.
Time to go, because they're going to be pissed if they find out that Egwene got here and they weren't alerted.
That's why Swan was like, we gotta go right now.
Let's go.
And they can't afford mistakes, and they gotta memorize everything, so they're like, repeat it back. Mm-hmm. But here's the funny thing. I just want to like throw it out there just for you to like let it sink in. So now we've got 2 Amyrlins. We've got 2 halls of the sitters. So what happens when or if the tower is reunited? We know what happens to Elida, but then like there's 2 halls of the sitters.
Well, the hall of the sitters for Elida are like comprised of a bunch of reds and like Black Ajas and stuff. So probably they should go.
That's what I'm saying. Is it going to be like a full overhaul of like, we're moving on in.
Oh yes.
Y'all are kicked out and exiled to
full overhaul.
Hoe cabbages or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more than
because
that.
Because you will also note that the 6 in charge of Saladar are not doing their power control by being sitters.
No.
So that's like they've removed themselves from those positions, but they're still controlling Saladar. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a fun little tidbit of like the political undertones.
Yeah, so I think that they want to like basically do away with the Red Aja, right?
Okay.
That's essentially... Well, that's what Logain
Logain's like really...
He's like, they're going to get rid of the Reds for me.
Yeah,
cool.
which is... I mean, but
and like,
Egwene still has red.
You know, if they're going to support... That's true. But let's see, because if they're going to support Rand...
Yeah.
And Rand's whole thing is amnesty for men who can channel.
What are the Reds doing?
What the heck do the Reds do? Do they have like another secret thing that they actually do?
Side projects.
They
are going to...
They're going to start hunting down men who can channel for Rand.
I was going to be like flip houses or something. Like,
yeah.
Get
the real estate license.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like some of those cool moms.
Yeah, they're going to get a show on HGTV.
Yeah, like what else are they going
to do? Okay. No, they're going to hunt the men and then bring them to Rand. No, they would never.
Excellent.
Never, ever,
They would be on board with that.
They would never, ever. They would rather get stilled than do that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So things to think about. Yeah. Okay, think about it.
Because, like, what's the point of them?
Sure.
There isn't a point, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, totally. No, anyway. I get it.
All right, so Egwene needs to learn exactly what to say in the entire ceremony, and so they're quizzing her. She needs to change into an accepted dress, and they're making her repeat back things. There can't be mistakes. It's a whole thing.
All that stuff.
Yeah, so now it's time to get moving, so the Aes Sedai file out with Egwene, and they head through the streets to where they need to go, and...
It's all very quick. Like, in the chapters, it's just like, we walk through the streets, and we're here at the building.
Bang, bang, boom. Yeah. Okay, well, sort of.
Yeah.
But,
Well, we're not really dragging it out very
no.
much.
And when we get there, Anaya strokes Egwene's hair, telling her it'll be okay. And then a gong sounds a few times.
Yeah.
And it's time to go inside. So we get a description of the room.
Yeah.
And the sitters are in there. And then there's a...
Yeah, it's still like time to go.
Yeah, but there's an Amyrlin chair.
There is.
With the stole draped across the
it's
arm.
like their mini version of the Hall of the Tower.
Yeah.
And they've got the chairs and the threes for each job, minus the reds, because there's no reds here, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I see
yeah,
what you're talking
7
about.
striped stole.
Yeah, but it is
So
7
we
striped
do have
stole.
a stole with red on it,
Yeah.
which is like bold of...
I suppose so. But I just wanted to, again, point out the timeline, because if you're not sure on the timeline, it's kind of funny, because Egwene was at the Teleranrod meeting. They told her to get her butt over to Saladar.
Yeah.
And then she starts packing, but then she takes the beating from the Wise Ones.
Yeah.
Then she finishes packing. Then she goes into Teleranrad, goes for a couple hours on Bella, and then she's here, and then they, like, prep her, and then she's doing the ceremony. So it's, like, within the same night, probably, like...
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, we probably hopped a couple time zones.
Possible. So we saved a little bit of time, maybe.
Because we did have, I'm pretty sure when Nynaeve and Elaine were in... Tanchico, maybe?
Yeah, we did get a reference,
and Egwene was in the waste.
Sure.
Then we got a reference for it was like still light out when it was dark in the waste or something.
I mean, and if we look at Kyrian to Saladar, right? We could be saving like 2 hours.
Okay.
I'd say 2 hours.
But like Egwene will still be tired because she's still in Kyrian time zone.
Exactly. It doesn't. You get jet lag.
No, you don't get jet lagged on a
Tar
2 hour.
Teleranrad lagged.
Yeah.
I get super lagged. Non-functional.
Okay.
Let's talk about the ceremony.
All right,
Let's get to
fine.
it. This is the good part.
Okay, so the ceremony starts, and it's a very Aes Sedai-like ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
With the questions, who comes before the Hall of the Tower?
Yeah.
Who comes obediently? Who comes to serve? Blah, blah. And the whole time, Egwene is just thinking to herself, what the fuck is happening? Is this really happening? How do I get out of this?
We're gonna act like this is a real. Just gonna go
real
along
life?
With it.
Like she's like, and she's answering everything she's supposed to answer, but she's thinking to herself, no, abort.
Yeah.
And she
So I do
can't.
like it though, because again, I gotta point out like the little tidbits here. So the ceremony, they ask the question, who comes before the Hall of the Tower? They ask that 3 times, and then each time Egwene has to give a different answer back.
Yeah.
So it's just funny because the 3 thing is like a very common theme in Wheel of Time, because we have like the 3 oaths. We've got the 3 rings of the accepted test, like 3 times through.
Okay.
Right? And we've also got Matt in the doorway visiting the snakes in Tarvalon.
Mm-hmm.
And he asks his initial 3 questions, and then he asks the 3 next questions, which is why he technically gets like 6 answers.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
Sets of 3. There's a theme here.
Okay.
Yep.
Nope.
That's what it is.
I don't care at all for that.
I know you don't.
Whatever. Those are just like random coincidences.
3s.
No.
3 Taviran boys.
No, that's all super random. It
What
doesn't
else is
matter.
there? Okay.
1 Bella. Oh my god.
Maybe 2.
7 seals. There's not 3 seals.
Oh, okay.
13 Forsaken. Like
Now you're just saying numbers.
I was
going with a theme of 3 things.
You're just saying 3. It's all good. Like it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to add stuff.
No, I'm telling you it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
All right. So now a sister asks, are there any present save women? And then all the Aes Sedai just like immediately throw their shawls back, undo their dresses to their waist, and fling their boobs out.
Which is actually more modest than it used to be.
I was going to say, a long time ago, these ceremonies required more proof.
Yeah, clad in the light. So that's what I was saying. It's like there could be something to be said about back in the day, men are going crazy. They want to make sure it's only women.
Sure.
Okay.
Like, and now it's just for ceremony's sake, which is fine. I don't care. Their ceremony is their ceremony. But I had to reread it to make sure that what I was reading was accurate, because I have to say this is exactly what I pictured when Berylane was talking to Perrin. I thought that she had, because Perrin was undressed to the waist. But I thought Berylane was undressed to the waist and just
spice it up a little bit.
The entire time with boobs out. And so I don't know. Probably,
why can't all conversations be like that? I don't know.
Out. Why not? Okay. Although these women are very modest and they do not like having their boobs out. And the second they can put their clothes back on, they do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Amyrlin, I can definitely believe, would just walk around with her boobs out. She basically does.
Not all the way out, though.
In Egwene's perspective,
Egwene's a
she
prude.
might as well.
She doesn't
just
know
have
what she's
her
talking
boobs
about. Egwene, you never take Egwene's opinion on things about Amyrlin for serious.
Like, I know. I was just thinking it's funny because of everybody to have their boobs out. I can see Amyrlin doing it, but okay. Anyway, that's fine. So now they ask who stands for this woman and pledges for her.
Yes,
and this is where Sheriam, Morvarin,
yep,
and Morel,
yep,
come forward because they're the ones who are vouching for Egwene.
Yeah, so 3 of the 6 that are running Saladar.
And then Egwene has to step forward, answer the questions. You know, why are you here? How would you serve? Whatever. I'm going to serve the tower.
Yeah.
And then it's time to do a vote.
Yeah. Yep.
And only half of them stand up and vote for her.
Yeah, 9 out of 18, and it's kind of funny because we do get that this possibility of not everyone standing up was barely mentioned to Egwene, and it was kind of mentioned as like a side thing, like, I guess it could happen.
Maybe they won't stand up if they're being a little headstrong and just want you to know that you don't control everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of a weird thing because she says that it's a statement that's not necessarily a rejection, but it's more of the sitters are
stubborn.
They're saying that, we're not going to be lapdogs. But it's like the people who are voting for you, are they saying like, I'll do whatever you want?
I'm a lapdog. Yeah, no.
What's wrong with being a lapdog?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway,
so the vote does need to be unanimous. So, in order to win over the votes of those still sitting,
good old foot massage.
Gotta wash their feet. Pedicure.
There's something to it.
Yeah.
I bet I could win some things that like I want to do that you don't want to do. Just like entice with a little foot rub, and it's like boom.
Definitely like a foot rub.
Sure.
But if you were to just like pull over a wash bin and some towels and start just like washing my feet, I would probably be more offended than anything. It's like, okay, I get it.
And then you have to like not make eye contact with me at all.
It's so weird. No, you definitely. If anything, you would not win favor.
And whilst washing the feet, she has to say, "Please allow me to serve."
Yeah.
So like it makes it worse. But it's a thing.
It is a thing. Okay, so Egwene.
No, I kind of get it. I get where they're going.
She washes their feet, and then once she's done, Egwene has one more chance to get the sitters to stand for her to be raised as Amyrlin, even though nobody is like leaping out of their chairs for her. They eventually stand.
Yep.
Until.
So we got Lelaine.
Lelaine, we know that name, right?
We know both of the names.
And Romanda.
Yeah, so these are the 2 that are pretty important. They come up later on, but these are the 2 who are kind of like on opposite sides of the table for like whatever reason, but they're the only ones left, and then Lelaine stands up, and then Romanda stands up. So even though there's like a dynamic there,
it reminded me of like a Survivor individual challenge.
Yeah,
when you're like just like waiting for the person to drop.
A little bit, and that's the thing that we have to understand too. Is Romanda's
like they were
the
having
oldest.
a standoff.
They are having a standoff. Romanda's the oldest.
I wonder if she's stronger too.
She could be, and like we don't know, but we know that they do have all those intricacies now of like how they look at hierarchy. So if they are very close, then maybe the age thing wins over because of dumb Aes Sedai rules on hierarchy. So
maybe.
But we got to watch them because they're going to be relevant to the next 2 chapters here. So
okay.
But also, did you see who stood up first both times?
No.
Delana.
Okay. Oh, the black.
Yeah, Black Aja. There we go.
Okay.
She's the one like that we know 100%. Because she's the one who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Met with Osengar. Erengar?
Yeah.
One of them.
Okay, for the record, it's Erengar.
Okay.
Just so, like
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Okay.
Here's the thing though. Now Egwene, right now, here it is. It's laid out. Everyone stood up for her, and they say Egwene Alvir is the Watcher of the Seals, the Flame of Tarvalon, the Amyrlin Seat.
Did it.
Server of the Aes Sedai in the hall and the White Tower.
Nailed it. I think you should have stuck with the titles, but
all the good stuff.
Got him. She wins. Okay.
And then Egwene just like laughs.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "Fuck." Okay, I guess.
And we hear some gasps like, "What are you doing?"
It's almost a scandal.
Breaking protocol here.
Oh my god! Because one
ceremony.
rule. You know what? I did learn that there is a very, very specific rule that all Amyrlin Seats have to follow. No sense of humor.
Yes.
Very important. Very important to be very serious at all times. No funny business. That's in the...
It's in the, yeah.
It's in the ancient scripts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You translated it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Only fish metaphors.
Yeah, but then she's like, oh, I just thought of something. And
Never
they're
mind.
like,
It doesn't-
okay.
But she does call them daughters now, so it's
She
like...
does call them
a little bit
daughters.
of
And then
power
they're
there.
like, oh, right.
Oh, shoot. What have we done?
Okay.
Okay.
So, well, they think, what have we done in a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Which is great, because this is exactly what I predicted. I was like,
Yeah.
can't be tamed. Okay.
So this is where a lot of people really start to pick up liking Egwene.
I like
because
Egwene. This
yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
You know, this is where her overconfidence and overzealous and...
You need it to deal with these
Oh
freaking
my
Aes
god,
Sedai.
she needs it. All of a sudden, it's just like in place.
Yeah.
And you want her to be arrogant and confident and...
She was like a little bit out of place being the wise one apprentice.
Yeah.
And
it was
then
like,
it's
know
like-
your place. And now she 100% knows her place. And she's still regular Egwene.
Yeah.
But
It's like she
in
fits.
a different setting.
She fits into the mold
This
of
is
like
where
what
she
needs
needed to
happen.
be. She
Yeah.
needs to be the CEO.
Yeah.
She needs it. She can't just like be the apprentice forever.
No, she can't, 'cause she's
too
gonna do whatever
annoying
she
as
wants.
the apprentice, right?
That's true. And that's why people like right from this
I just
moment.
need her to start like
Oh yeah.
making slightly better decisions, because even the
Yeah.
decisions that she makes next chapter,
Yeah, there's some questionable decisions still. Like, but I mean, she's okay. She's like 18.
like I know I like her go-getterness a little
Yeah.
more than I did before. I have to admit, but still question the decision making.
Give her time to grow into this position,
Okay,
assuming she doesn't get kicked out of said position
right away.
almost immediately.
Okay.
Like-
So anyways, there's the whole please allow me to serve mother, and then Egwene's like, you may serve the tower daughter. It's a whole
Yeah,
thing.
because they gotta line up, and they line up by age, youngest to oldest, and this is where we get like confirmation Romanda is the oldest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, Sherry-Am is basically at the back of the line, one of the youngest, right?
well, okay, so
What
the
hap-
three who vouch for her go first.
Oh.
Like, just because they
and
vouch,
they
so
just
they-
stay
they do it
behind.
first, and then
I
they
thought
stay
they were
behind.
at the back of the line.
Yeah,
okay.
no. Yeah.
All right. You know, the age of the Aes Sedai surprises Egwene.
Yeah, which is like okay, fair, but like they never talk, like we've never had a conversation about ages of anybody ever.
No,
so.
and she's like, oh, I thought that chick was way older, because
Yeah.
she's got like gray hair almost, and I thought that chick was way younger, but she's
It's like
super
I
old.
too have gray hair, Egwene.
Yeah.
It's happening. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so she's like, okay, hey, by the way, what would have happened if I said no?
Yeah, like not if she said no, if they said no.
Oh, if they
What happens if the
said
hall
no?
rejects her? What happens if they didn't stand for her?
Oh, see, all that stuff I was talking about before?
Yeah, I know. It didn't really make sense, but I figured we'd get here first, so.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I thought she's asking, what if I said no? What if I didn't, like, what if I refused?
Yeah.
I thought that was the question she was asking. And they're like, you just would have been exiled.
Yeah, so technically the result probably would have been the same. Like, if she legit, like, didn't go along with it, she probably would have just, like, been exiled.
Okay.
But if the sitters rejected her as a candidate,
Yeah.
and if they didn't stand up for her, or, like, it wasn't unanimous, and even if just Romanda didn't stand up, then she would probably be exiled. And they talk about, like, oh, maybe you might go back to being accepted, but, like, definitely probably not. Plus, the three who vouched for her would be shipped off,
because,
too.
you know, the hall strives for harmony.
And it really messes it up when there's one person who didn't get elected, has to hang out still,
Sucks.
just ruining everything for everybody, and you're like, oh, that's the one who didn't get picked.
Right.
Just
Okay.
ruining everything.
So, well, to end this chapter, Sherry-Am tells her that usually the new Amyrlin is supposed to spend her first night in contemplation and prayer, but tonight it's probably best if they fill her in on what's been happening here in Saladar.
Yeah, and we really get the whole, like, we're going to help you and we're going to guide you.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's
And
do
you
it.
know, Egwene seems open to hearing what they have to say.
Yeah, which is,
She's
like,
just
not a bad idea.
She's gonna take all the information
Yeah.
and maybe she'll use it.
Yeah.
She'll use some of it.
That's not what they want. They want her to just
No.
do what they want. 100%.
You know, I do like near the end. Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
So, chapter 36, the Amyrlin is raised, and this is the chapter I really wish was from, like, Nynaeve's perspective or something.
Definitely.
Because
Yep.
that would have just been wild.
Nice little take on it.
Yeah, that would have been so good. I
Yeah.
can just imagine.
Yeah.
because what the fuck, right?
Why is Egwene
because
Amyrlin?
they just learned that Egwene was supposed to join their next meeting.
Yeah.
And they were like trying to get in on it or something, or like learn about what that meeting is about. And now all of a sudden she's just here.
Well, and who's on his way to possibly rescue Egwene?
Well, you know, if Elaine really does want to go to Camelin and Matt's there to take her to Camelin on Rand's orders, Egwene can be like, yup, go.
Yeah, like that might happen.
Yeah.
But in Matt's perspective right now, Egwene got summoned to probably get punished by the Aes Sedai. And he's on his way to do what Rand wants him to do, which is like help get Egwene out of whatever pickle she's in.
Well, Matt will learn a lesson. Matt will learn several lessons.
It's like, is Matt the one who learns lessons about anything ever, though?
No, but he will.
Yeah, okay. He will.
Oh,
okay.
He will.
Okay. Yeah.
His lesson will be not to trust everything Rand says.
Which is probably a good lesson, too.
Honestly?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this.
Egwene perspective. It's the next morning. Egwene wakes up. She's in her new fancy Amyrlin room that's full of frothy lace and frills, which she can't stand.
A lot of frill because friggin' Anaya apparently loves frill.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Mm-hmm. And she has a maid.
Yeah.
A woman named Chessa. And she's the Amyrlin's maid. Now, I do have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Is there any note about this Amyrlin's maid being like Swan's old maid?
Not specifically that we've ever seen.
Okay, just like this is a woman who's the Amyrlin's maid and she knows her job because she hates horses and Swan hates horses. I know that doesn't mean anything at all, but it was a funny connection I made.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Does she actually hate horses, or is she covering
possibly too
her sore butt?
Yeah. There's a lot of question marks.
Okay, let's get into it then. So we get a bit of a recap about last night from after the ceremony because Sheriam and the others brought Egwene to the little tower and they spent the whole night basically talking at her about everything. The embassy that's going to Camelin. They don't really fill her in on specifics that she cares about.
Yes, they don't want Egwene's input on any of this stuff. They're just like,
she's
this
like,
is what's
I thought
going
you
on.
wanted to know about like what Rand's doing, and they're like, no. Yeah, don't care.
Well, they got a lot from people like Nynaeve. They drilled Nynaeve for like a long time.
Yeah, but what does Nynaeve know about what Rand is up to right now?
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe they will, but like not yet. First they want to like fill her in.
Unless they knew from the wise ones.
Which is possible too.
But even that,
it's possible.
Even that, Egwene knows more.
And I mean, they have the embassy.
They don't care. They don't care what Rand's up to right now, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, that's
not really
possible.
their goal. They need to like get their tower.
They've got their embassy on their way, so it's like it could be there soon because the
Kyrie, they do say that. Like, we do have our embassy on the way, but they also have embassies sent to every ruler to explain why they should back the true White Tower.
We are the real ones, and we have Amyrlin now. See,
yes, and then also Gareth Britain's here building an army. The White Clicks don't seem to care about them at all, so they're safe for now. And the whole like Logain, Swan, Lyanna healing situation.
It's all the stuff. You know what's really interesting though is the flashback. The flashback because Anaya in the flashback totally calls Egwene child. Because she's like, oh, tomorrow's going to be just as important as tonight is, child. And then she laughs, and she's like, ha, 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 mother. I meant mother.
Yeah, a little more respect, please.
A little more respect, but it's like, that's how they still view her. Clearly, they view her as a child still because she's supposed to be a puppet. Like, she's not a real Amyrlin in their eyes.
I know. Just wait. Just wait.
Just wait and see.
You know, I have a feeling I'm about to start liking Egwene very much.
Yeah.
You know, last episode I said to Spencer, I wonder if there's going to be something that makes me start liking Egwene. And I have a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good feeling.
Just you guys wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Just wait. We got some more of the book left, so.
Okay. So we also get that after she sort of went to bed, after talking to the other...
before she went to bed, but after Sheriam and
she went to
left.
like her room or something.
Yeah.
So Ramonda comes in with a bunch of suggestions.
Yeah. So keep in mind, she goes first. She's older. Respect and hierarchy.
And then after she leaves, Lelaine comes in to give Egwene her own suggestions.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to be on the same page.
Yeah, so we kind of got like 3 different factions. We got Sherryman crew, we got Romanda, who's a yellow, and we got Lelaine, who's a blue, who are all kind of like doing their own little...
Oh, Romanda's the yellow who like wanted Nynaeve and was mean to Nynaeve and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like we got these 3 little factions
who are
like vying for power in Saladar, and Egwene is stuck right in the middle of these 3 sides.
Gonna do good.
Yeah.
Anyway, Egwene goes to sleep.
Yeah.
She has a dream about how she's too young to be Amyrlin. We get that she's barely 18.
Yeah.
Which is like a good reminder for us.
Just so you know.
And she thinks that this dream was reminding her that, oh, this is just like a mean prank. And they're like, you
they
fool,
don't seem to be prophetic dreams, though. So
no. This is like actually just a real dream.
And there's another one where they're all like laughing at her and pointing.
Ha, you believed us? You thought this was real? Prank.
Idiot. Prank. Good prank. Good prank. Okay.
All right, so now Egwene wakes up in the morning because her maid is a little bit sassy and tells her that she can't be lying around in bed all day, mother.
Yeah. Can't be a slug-a-bed, which apparently is a real word.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Egwene starts getting dressed, and then, Chessa notices her beatings from the night before.
Yes.
And Egwene's like, oh, I had an accident before I got here. And Chessa's like, oh, horses.
Horses, I get it.
They're the worst. You'll never get me on one of those.
Yeah, so she definitely rambles. But this is funny because Egwene knows that Sheriam chose Chesa for her, but Egwene thinks that Chesa is loyal to the Amyrlin Seat, not to Sheriam. So I want to hear what your thoughts are about Chesa as the maid. Is Egwene right? Is Chesa like legit on Egwene's side, just like right from the get-go here? Or is she like a secret spy for like Sheriam or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it.
Okay. And I mean, the other thing that I just wanted to mention too is like we also have like a Forsaken in the camp.
I think that she's nobody of consequence.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my gut. Because I didn't pick up on anything.
That's boring.
I know it is, but I didn't pick up on anything.
I thought you were going to be like on super alert because we got like Erengar in the camp as Halima.
Right. Sometimes.
Yeah.
My spidey senses, go off.
Not tingling and it's not.
No.
Yeah.
If anything, I thought that maybe she like.
Wait, it's not tickling the back of your brain?
Ugh, gross. The only thing I could think of was that maybe she knew that those are strap marks from like a belt.
And she was like,
yes, horses.
Yep.
And she's like covering for Egwene.
And that does seem like
that makes me feel like she is on Egwene's side.
Yeah. And we do have Swan coming in the tour soon.
I just at this point don't want Egwene to be as naive.
Yeah. We might get a like, is Chesa like Swan's old? Because Swan's coming in right away. Not right away, but like Swan's coming in to like.
That's what I thought. Because I was like,
right?
she hates horses. That's funny.
Yeah.
But
we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So Egwene heads downstairs. All the sitters and Sheriam are waiting because Egwene has another thing to do today, and it's give a speech to Saladar.
Speech.
Yeah, and all of the sisters have prepared this for her.
Yes, and Egwene also notes that none of them are sweating, but she is in fact sweating lots.
Yeah, someone should teach her that.
Hopefully soon.
That's like a really...
That's an Aes Sedai trick,
She even thinks to herself, when I've been working with the power for long enough, but like now that she's been raised, she needs to learn Aes Sedai tricks.
Yeah, so maybe she'll get that soon.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a couple hours ago that she
but she needs to look put together and not like a sweating mess.
Yeah.
She's the Amyrlin for
the
gosh
sweat
darn
just makes
sake.
it makes you glisten in the sunlight.
No.
It's beautiful.
Nope.
Okay.
Not when none of the others are sweating.
Okay.
All right. So now it's time. The sisters all march outside in Age of Order again.
Order of Age.
Age of Order? Order of Age. Age of Order, I kind of like.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it. It's like a name of a band.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they march out in Order of Age, and Romanda announces, we have an Amyrlin Seat.
Yes.
And as Egwene steps outside, the sitters use a platform of air to raise Egwene up so she can be seen by everyone.
And they shimmer weaves, sparkles.
Like when I do an Instagram story and I put little confettis behind my words.
Yes. I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So it's time for Egwene's speech. She's supposed to say it word for word, and she has decided it sounds like an old lady droning on and on.
Because it's in fact like a dozen old ladies droning on and on. That's what the speech was originally.
Okay, so she decides to get to the heart of it.
Yeah, give them the, important
Cliff
bits.
notes.
Also, people were cheering for her when she was like...
notes?
Oh, yeah, I get it. That's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're like, here's Egwene out here. And everyone's like, woo!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Almost party time, but not yet.
And I can only imagine Elaine and Nynaeve in the crowd being like, a what?
Yeah.
Excuse
well,
me?
I mean, it's funny because Egwene does look for them, but she can't see them.
No,
So,
I know.
yeah.
No, there's too many people.
Too many people. There's a lot of people here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so basically the meat of the speech says, we're going to kick Elida out of the tower.
Yeah.
And Sheriam is my new keeper of the Chronicles.
Yeah, so how do you feel about Sheriam?
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, she used to be Mistress of Novices.
Yeah.
So, like, she does have some experience in a role like that. So, I just wanted to see, like, if you're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So now there's more because Egwene takes this opportunity to absolve all punishment of any accepted and novices that are here right now. Because,
that's a normal thing to do.
Because if they get to the tower and they're gonna like be punished for following them.
Well, no. This is just like anybody who is currently like the scrubbing pots incident.
Oh, so they don't have to do that.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's just like a holy day now. It's a
celebration.
celebration.
They don't have to do that today.
No, it's like everybody's slate is wiped clean for all your dumb little stuff you got in trouble for.
For all your dumb little yelling out the Aes Sedai for being stupid.
Yeah, and that's everybody across the board. Everybody across the board.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a regular thing that happens.
Okay.
That is not an unusual thing.
Okay.
For this.
The next thing's a little unusual. So she says, in honor of this day, I hereby decree that Theodrin, Phaolane, Nynaeve, and Elaine are from this moment raised to the shawl full sisters and Aes Sedai.
Yay! Hey, we did it! Hooray! We did it, guys! Hooray! We graduated! It's like your buddy becoming the dean of the university you attend, and you're like, why are you even here, man? And he's like, you graduated! You did it! And the professors are like, what?
He's like, too late. Too late. I said it.
I said it.
I
said
it.
Decree.
So now it's real.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny. That's a good analogy.
Yeah, that's like literally what happens too.
Yeah, and now it's party time, so let's have a fun day.
Yeah, let's do it, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Who cares if Nynaeve can like not channel half the time?
Yeah, which is like a point they bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know, but I couldn't raise Elaine because then Nynaeve would feel bad.
Well, and she also thinks that
Nynaeve is already going to feel one way about Egwene being the Amyrlin Seat.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. And also, technically, Morvryn was the one who told Egwene about Theodrin and Phaolane. So, Egwene was like, oh, good thing, too, because she was totally just going to raise Nynaeve and Elaine.
Oh.
If she hadn't heard about Theodrin and Phaolane, like, being above everybody else because they are actually doing good.
Yeah.
Because, like...
That's way better because it doesn't look like picky, choosy.
Yeah, but
I'm raising my best friends
she was
going
to do it, whether, like, if she didn't hear about that, she totally would have raised them.
She probably could have waited, like, a day or two for that one.
I've got to get it out of the system.
No, if it wasn't going to... Like, if Theodrin and Phaolane...
Oh, yeah.
Like, weren't...
She could do it after.
She could be like, oh, since they've made all these discoveries and I've learned about them, I'm raising them because
which she medium even hasn't learned about any of it yet. Like, she
know.
Doesn't actually know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, she could have used that.
Yeah, she could have.
But this is like that tact that she needs to learn that I think she's gonna have to learn quickly.
Yeah, before she gets, like, locked in a room or something. Like, you're not allowed to go outside and make speeches anymore, Egwene.
Yeah. Okay. So now the crowd breaks into party mode. Sheriam bustles Egwene out of here real fast. Even when, you know what's really funny? When she announces Sheriam as her keeper.
Yeah.
Sheriam's like hustling into her shawl to like go out and wave to everybody because it happened way sooner in the speech.
She had like 10 pages of notes she was supposed to get through. At least like
20 full minutes before she was introduced.
What was it? 18 pages front and back? Was it 18? Can't remember. Anyways, not important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Front and back, though, is the important part.
That is the important part.
Yeah. All right. Now, anyway, it's like, what happened to the speech we prepared for you? Egwene's like, I made a few changes, but I got the message out. Who cares? And Sheriam's like, what about raising the accepted ties and I thing? Because Nynaeve still's a huge block.
She can't even channel all the time.
Yeah, and then Ramonda and Lalaine pop in and say the same thing. And Egwene's like, whatever. It seemed like a good move because I've been raised without being tested or taking the oaths. And if I was the only one, then people would point me out. And this way, there's a bunch of people, so it's not so unusual.
Yeah, so two things. So number one, she's kind of playing dumb right now, like intentionally. Like, it doesn't even matter. What did I do wrong?
Maybe it's intentional. Maybe she actually thinks, like, this was a good move. Shut it, old ladies.
Well, she for sure wants it. She wanted it to happen.
But if she actually thinks this is a good move, so that it takes the spotlight off of her, like, maybe she's not playing
That was
dumb.
my second point, is that it does seem like it's a legit, like, if she wanted to come up with a justification for doing it, it's a decent justification. Like, it makes sense.
Well,
because
they
now
can't really argue.
They can't, because she said it to everybody, so they can't, like, sweep it under the rugs quickly, at least.
And then we get some threats directed at Egwene.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple.
About going against custom and law.
Yeah.
And then Egwene's like, oh, I'll be sure to consult you in the future.
Yeah.
This just seemed like the right thing to do.
One of them says unexpected consequences, and the other one says unfortunate ones. So it's like, ooh, you step sideways again, you're going to get it.
Yeah, and then she's like, now please get out of here. Beat it, because I need to speak with my keeper.
Nice. Playing the three factions against each other.
So. Wasn't Romanda and Lalani's choice. Lelane's choice for keeper.
Yeah, and that's fair because they probably wanted one of them to be keeper. Was that
someone they're close
or someone they're close with, which makes sense too because they want to control Egwene. But Sherry M and that crew wants to control Egwene.
Guess who won?
So
guess who won?
None of them.
Sherry M won.
Well, I mean, to an extent. Yeah, that's fair.
She won.
Yeah.
She won over the other ones.
Yeah, more so, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and then Sherry M does compliment her on handling those ladies well, and I don't even know really if she did that.
Well, she kicked them out, and Sherry M is not on Romanda and Lelane's side, so there's that.
All right.
Yeah.
So now keep in mind going against the Hull causes problems, and Egwene should consider using her and the 5 other sisters to get advice.
Yep.
And Egwene tells Sherry M that she'd like to see Elaine and Nynaeve, and then Sherry M's like, cool. Also, Swan's gonna come in and teach you some Amyrlin etiquette because you freaking need it.
So here's the thing: do we have Sherry M on one side, Lelaine on another, Romanda on another, and then Swan also pulling strings, but like secretly?
Yeah, Swan's gonna win.
Okay, so Swan wins. Yeah.
Well, the fact that Egwene is here now means Swan wins.
Yeah, that's true.
What's her plan the whole time.
This was the plan.
100,000% this was her plan. And
now she's in power, so like we'll see if Egwene.
And Swan is the one who sent Egwene and the women out on their first Black Aja quest to Tyr.
That's true.
That was the only one. Swan was like, "You're the only one I can trust. That's definitely not Black Aja." So this is like
they have history.
100% the reason that she wants Egwene in this seat.
There's like
not only is she easily controlled, but like also she's definitely not Black Aja. And she has the connection with Brand. So this
wouldn't that be a twist? Boom, Egwene was Black Aja all along. The whole time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Figured it out.
Anyway, so yeah, no, I like it. I think Swan wins, and I'm here for it.
Cool. I like it.
For Swan winning.
Let's do this.
Now, eventually Elaine and Nynaeve show up, and when they come in, they make like big curtsies, and they're like, "Mother."
Yeah.
And Egwene almost breaks down crying. She's like, "Don't do that. You're the only 2 friends I have." And
it's kind of a sweet reintroduction,
I'm like, hold it together.
Yeah.
Do you think Swan was a good Amyrlin? Because she, although her and Moiraine did have like probably like this whole secret plot and stuff, but they never ever did anything like this. I bet maybe at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Swan had years and years and years. So.
No, she didn't. She was 30.
Yeah, but she was like Amyrlin for a decade.
Yeah, for 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
that's 10 not years and years and years for an Aes Sedai.
I mean,
there were some that like are 150.
Yeah, but for a 30-year-old, 10 years is a long time. For a 150-year-old, 10 years is not
I bet
as long of a time.
30-year-old Swan might have been a little immature too.
Maybe.
I like to see it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because at first I was like, "Oh, Egwene, you're Amyrlin now. You can't have friends."
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll see. So the 3 of them kind of have this reconnection. They talk about this new situation about Egwene being Amyrlin, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
They get to talking. Egwene's like, "Okay, tell me about these discoveries." And they're like, "No."
Yeah.
Okay.
They really don't.
I healed them, and she made dream terangrials.
Yeah, she works with terangrial, and that's
and
it.
then
Nothing
they try
else.
to teach Egwene the 2 things that they learned. And she's not good at either of them.
No.
And Egwene is jealous, which is hilarious because she's the freaking Amyrlin
That's
Seat.
the learning thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
But does she need to, like, you don't need to know everything.
No, she doesn't need to know it all.
But Egwene needs to know it all. Like, that's,
yes,
that's
she
kind
does.
of the issue.
Yeah, that's her issue.
Yeah.
So they could be conveniently leave out
literally everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Gideon, Brigida, everything.
Yeah, they don't talk about any of that stuff, and
Not here,
they
not
even
now.
they have some looks between, like Nynaeve and Elaine have looks between them, like we're not going to talk about this.
Yeah.
And they do it again at the very end of this chapter too.
Yeah.
And you know it's sad too. Okay, yeah, I think I'm skipping a bit here.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because like the progression of the conversation goes from the whole like healing thing to Swan and Lyanna, and then it goes to the whole Rand, like Egwene living with Aiel, and that leads to Rand.
Yeah.
And that turns to the fact that Min was here,
Right.
but now she's with the embassy.
Right.
And we also
get Elaine wishing she was going to Camelin to, quote, guide Rand, and then they all bust into laughter because she means kiss.
Yeah.
She
got
wants
his
to.
hands onto her butt. Nice.
Nice.
Okay, good
Good
one, Brett.
one.
Yeah,
Good one.
That was a good one for me. Okay. No, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, so that was my little pickup, because I was like, if she wants to go, and Matt shows up and is like, you gotta go, and then now apparently she's a full sister.
But Avienda is on her way here too, so like Avienda and Elaine got to have a conversation. But then like we almost had the crossover. Min was almost here at the same time, like so close, but like not quite.
But
so
they're all about to go to Camelin, and that's where Min is. So we just gotta wait a little longer.
Okay.
I don't know about all these women all together, though.
All together with Rand.
No, I don't know about that. Rand can't even handle one.
Yeah.
Barely.
That's only because he's got mixed feelings and he doesn't
It's
understand.
probably because he got mental problems.
He's got a couple
mental
people
problems,
living in the
man.
head there, so yeah. Definitely.
All right. So, anyways, we don't have to talk about the like spicy meatball pickle that's about to happen. Let's talk about the like stuff that's happening right now.
Okay.
Because we all know it's a pickle. It's about to be. I forgot Avienda's coming too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Matt had it right, because Rand's got himself in some trouble with some women.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my god, it's a mess.
Okay.
And when I think about all the possibilities, my mind like spirals with like I can't even make one solid prediction, because I'm like, it's just gonna be a disaster.
It's
no
so
way
funny.
is
Yeah.
anything gonna just be like, cool, this worked out. Nope.
Well, it's so funny because we got
there's
so
gonna
many
be
connections
tons.
now.
You know what? I think it's gonna be maybe a lot of like near misses, like zoop zoop zoop.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
about to go off to Abu Dar maybe.
Yeah.
And then Matt's gonna get there, and then
with Avienda, but then we got like the whole Matt and Brigida thing that we
and
maybe
then like,
want
but
to
also
happen.
Tom and Julian are there too.
Tom's here. Matt knows Tom. Like they had a whole thing. Like there's so many like almost people that like Saladar's the place to be. Everyone's coming to Saladar now.
I wonder if Egwene will make a Teleranria doorway for the women to walk through to get to Abu Dar.
Why would it have to be Teleranria doorway?
Because that's all she knows how to do.
Yeah, but let's read the end of this chapter.
Okay, fine.
Okay, let's get there.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, what? Okay.
Yeah. You got to read the
What?
words on the page here.
What?
Yeah.
I always like to read between the words.
Yeah. You don't actually read anything.
I don't actually read most of the words.
That's the thing. Shoot. Okay.
Boobs were out, right?
They were out
Okay.
this time, for sure. I can confirm that.
Okay. All right. So now the topic of Rand leads Egwene to first tell Elaine that she's sorry to hear about Morgaze.
Right.
But also, more importantly, Rand means to give you the Lion Throne and the Sun Throne, and immediately Elaine does like a foot stomp.
She hates this.
And her hands on her hips.
Yeah.
And she's not impressed. She says, does he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Althor has no right to give me what's already mine.
Yes. Okay. How do you feel about that reaction?
I think it's justified.
Yeah, me too.
But
I do
also,
too.
let's recognize the position that Rand is in the
Yeah.
world.
So Rand doesn't get it, but like there is an aspect, and I kind of want to talk about this. There's an aspect of the importance of the legitimacy of Elaine being queen, because her as queen, as the ruler of Andor, if Rand gives her the throne, as soon as Rand is out of the picture, she loses legitimacy as the authentic, rightful ruler, because anybody who's like trying to go against Elaine can say, you're only there because Rand put you there, not because you deserve to be there. So Elaine not only believes she deserves to be by right of blood, she wants to like earn that.
She
That's
also
mine.
says, I do have some right to the Sun Throne too, and if
Yeah.
I wanted it, I'd go take it.
Yeah, but she doesn't want Rand to like give it to her. So
Which she can tell Rand about, and then
and that's why we get the Egwene
but
trying
the
to backpedal
position
a
that
bit.
Rand is in is a complicated one
Yeah.
for Elaine, because yes, he in fact is going to have to give her the throne, and she's going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because
So
that's just
we gotta
what's happening.
get over that hurdle though,
Yeah.
because Rand like doesn't get the like. as much as he's doing a really good job,
Maybe
Elaine
they will
has,
communicate.
we can hope so.
No.
We can hope so.
Nope.
There's
Not
a chance. There's a
Not
chance.
bloody likely.
Okay, you're going no. I was gonna say like as smart as Rand is being about a lot of stuff, he doesn't have the lifetime of experience, and Elaine does. Like Elaine taught Rand a bunch of what he knows.
He's also got Luce Theron's lifetime in his head.
That's true, but that was a different time.
Okay.
Different time, different place. How relevant is all of it? So
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's like, you know what, Elaine. Egwene says to Elaine, and now they're back together. Oh my god.
This is the worst. Maybe
okay.
not for long.
Egwene says to Elaine, hey, guess what? It doesn't matter if he's going to give you a throne because he loves you.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
True love.
Yep. True love.
And that doesn't really seem to help much. But the topic of leaving Saladar coming up does say, well, you know what? You guys haven't even thanked me. You haven't even thanked me. I just raised you to Aes Sedai. You can leave.
You can go do that. Yeah.
Go to Caemlyn. And they're like, actually, we don't need to go to Caemlyn. We found a cloud bowl. And we got to go to Abu Dar.
That's the place to be.
That's where we got to go.
Which is interesting because Egwene first says, hey, you can go to Caemlyn whenever you want to because you're Aes Sedai. But then when they're like, hey, can we go to Abu Dar? She's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, you actually can't just leave.
See.
Because I just got in a bunch of trouble. And I don't actually know if you're actually Aes Sedai because nobody really wanted that. So,
shoot. But
we'll see.
Cloud Bowl.
We'll see.
Cloud Bowl.
So now Elaine and Nynaeve are asking to be sent to Ebadar, and the combo turns to whether or not they'll actually be able to go.
Yeah.
And Elaine is like, okay, we'll just give a command.
Yeah.
And the Aes Sedai will have to jump.
Yeah, because you're Amyrlin and you can do whatever you want to all the time.
Yeah. And so Egwene says that it's going to be, hard making the sisters see anything more of a girl who was a novice not too long ago. And then there's the whole sitters who clearly have their own plan.
Yeah, Romandel, Elaine, and then Sherry.
And they're trying to pull her in different directions.
Yep.
And Elaine tells her that she can't let the sisters bully her. And she has to stand up and make them see that she's Amyrlin Seat. And she's like, yeah, Amyrlin Seat, who was deposed in 3 days.
Yes.
So
Egwene's got a good point. It's going to take some time. We got to cool it just a little bit, pump the brakes a little bit. It's going to take some time to
I need to let them think I'm abiding.
And then most importantly, she also comments
that's where that comes from. That's why I say bidable. Abiding.
Okay. That's fair.
It's biddable. The word is biddable, but you abide by somebody when you're biddable.
Figured it out. There we go.
English words.
Okay. The important part, Egwene is saying, I have to wait until the news spreads across the world that I'm the Amyrlin, because then the sisters can't just go back on their word.
Right.
Because if I do it right now, they could literally just squash me like a bug and then change their mind, and they haven't even really sent to the message yet. But if you give it a couple weeks or a month or two, then it's then I can actually do stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. So now Elaine asks Egwene what her plan is, because she can't just accept being a puppet here then.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't do what they want. You got to do your own thing.
Yeah, and Egwene thinks about how she listened to most of Maureen's lectures to Rand about the game of houses. And at the time, she thought it was so stupid.
Yeah.
But now she's hoping that she can recall what she said, put it to use, and Egwene tells them that it might help that the Aes Sedai are trying to pull her in different directions, because she can pretend to be being pulled in whichever direction is closest to what she wants.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Play the factions against each other.
And then in the meantime, she can actually squeeze in what she wants.
Yes. Yeah, so that's really important. So.
All right. Now, Egwene tells Elaine and Nynaeve that she wishes she could say them being raised to Aes Sedai was because they deserved it.
Yeah.
But, maybe
quite.
Elaine deserved it. And she knows, she even thinks to herself, Nynaeve for sure doesn't deserve this.
Yeah.
But there's no way I could raise Elaine and not Nynaeve, because Nynaeve would just be
also, she needs people on her side. She wants people on her side.
Yeah.
That she can actually trust. And to a large extent, she can trust them, for sure.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, we're friends, and I did it because, with you being both sisters, you can help me. And then we end this chapter with Egwene saying...
Yeah, here's the key phrase here.
Okay. Do you have the phrase?
Yeah.
Okay, say it then.
Okay. That trip to Abu Dar may not take as long as you might think. You two have made all sorts of discoveries, so I hear. But if I can puzzle a few things out, I may have one of my own.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. She already knows how to travel
How to
through
get places
Tel'aran'rhiod in the
quickly.
flesh.
Mm-hmm.
But if she wants to puzzle something out, we know that a gateway into Tel'aran'rhiod might be very similar to just like a gateway.
A gateway.
So if she can puzzle a few things out, and you know who's here who might know something or, you know, about gateways.
Moghedien.
A Forsaken who definitely knows how to...
Do you think... Okay, I can't ask you because you know.
Sure.
Do I think...
Sure.
That Elaine and Nynaeve are going to share about Moghedien, that information? Are they going to share it with Egwene?
That's a good question, because I think we talked about that.
I don't know. It seems like...
Because they're making eyes. At the end of the chapter, they're like, should we tell her? Should we tell her?
I think they need to be in a more secure location.
Okay.
I think that this needs to be very, very, very much under
very
wraps.
hush-hush. Okay.
And, because that's a big FD. That's a big deal.
There's also, like, the PTSD of Egwene and the Adam.
Oh, I know. But I don't know if her friends are going to recognize...
that Egwene might freak the fuck out if she sees, like, an Adam collar and bracelet.
Or... If
like,
Egwene,
there's no leash, technically.
Maybe Egwene can be, like, logical for 3 seconds and be like, this is an excellent use of this because you are using a Forsaken. No, she won't. Never mind. Even as I said it, I'm like, nah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, my prediction?
Yeah, okay, go.
Things are about to get chaotic round here.
Gonna get spicy.
That's a one spicy
It's spicy pickle.
That is a spicy pickle.
Yeah, okay.
A spicy pickled green bean.
Shoot.
I like those. Okay.
Yeah.
I like spicy pickled things. I like it. This is where we're going. This is what I love.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm super pumped.
And then we've got the biggest crossover event of the year.
Potentially.
We've got the Matt and Avienda coming in to meet Tom and Julian with Elaine and Egwene.
This is the most confirmed crossover event that we've had so far. We've had things where it's like almost crossover events, and then we've had things that are like definite meetups in the place for the end of the book for the finale.
Now, RJ left a little bit of a time gap there where it's possible we do have a near miss because Matt intends to take a couple of days to get there.
And now
we might have a couple of days in Saladar here where Egwene might be able to, kick Nynaeve and Elaine out, but
2 or 3 days can be a lot of time in Saladar.
Yes, it can be.
But Matt can wait.
It could also just be like
where's Matt gonna go?
Yeah.
He's gonna get there. They're gonna be like, she just left. Or if she went in secret, and then they're like, go get Elaine, and then it's like, where is she?
A lot of things can happen.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, this is good.
This is good.
Okay.
This is so good. I can't even make a real prediction. I'm so excited for the chaos that's about to ensue.
Just like, let's wrap up and you can go read then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Something about nepotism? I don't know.
Yeah, no. No, I was going to say just the obvious. Before you go and get raised to Amyrlin Seat, before you're even an official Aes Sedai, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's all for now, folks. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode, and thanks for listening. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett, with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, Jonathan Reese, and Kaz. With music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in supporting us and the podcast, you can find us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For all things The Wheel Weaves, like how to get in touch with us, how to send us really cool shot glasses, our social media links, how to join our Discord, and for just some general information about the show and the hosts, you can head over to our website at thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, don't forget to tell a friend about us, to leave us that 5-star review, and to hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. We'd really, really appreciate that, and it does help a lot. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.